hope you're all well this morning. And I was thinking about excuse the cat. Thinking about doing some work with the eyes this morning. So eye stretches. So lots of things we can do in yoga with eye stretches, and also in Chinese medicine the eyes are connected to the liver. So imagine the liver's got that job of detoxing everything, and it holds certain emotions of irritation and anger, and so sometimes our eyes can be affected by those things. So we'll do some clearing of the eyes. So first of all, let's come and settle in our spot. So, finding your space and connecting your seat bones to the earth. Maybe through the cushion, maybe directly onto the mat, and have a feeling of letting go, sinking down through however many layers are underneath you. That you feel supported by the earth. Lengthening your spine upwards, lifting to connect the top of your head to the universe, so that the energy can flow easily upwards and downwards, and flow, very important to the liver. If the liver's not flowing, the liver energy is not flowing, that's when we can get lots of headache type symptoms or pain. Take a deep breath in through your nose and exhale with a sigh. And do that as many times as it feels good, and knowing that that sigh helps to soothe your nervous system. Always good, keeps us in balance. Find your focus on your breathing. And invite your breath to become deeper. Opening it up slowly and just noticing, does your breath flow smoothly? Does it feel a bit raggedy? A bit jerky? All of that's okay. Anytime that happens, to help your breathing muscles open up, you can always bring in a sigh. Imagine it's coming all the way from your belly. Just for a few breaths, see if you can let the exhale be really long and full, so that you exhale out fully and there's a slight pause before you start to breathe in again. And allowing your breath to come back to a more regular rhythm. So let's start with a little tense and release exercise, and then we'll start to make contact with the eyes a little bit. So squeeze your shoulders up towards your ears, make fists out of your hands, squeeze your eyes together. Inhale, almost like you lift up off your seat a bit, and as you exhale, we're going to open everything with a sigh. Let's do that 3 more times. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze and lift. Fists are tight, eyes are tight, maybe mouth and eyebrows are tight. And exhale. Squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. Can you lift a bit more? Maybe the internal muscles squeeze and lift. Perhaps the pelvic floor lifts. And the last time. What else can we squeeze up? Elbows, thighs, toes, squeeze it all up, levitate off the seat, and release. Great. So we'll just give a little massage around our head. So just bring your hands onto your head, bringing your thumbs onto your scalp, onto your skull, and just feeling there any tightness and tension. Around the hairline, go around the hairline and around the top of the ears. All those acupressure points there that in any case will be relaxed with this attention, even if we don't know necessarily what they are. And then just give your hands a shake and then lift your thumbs into the corners of your eyes. So just in the inner corner of the bony part there, and just gently lift upwards, lengthen your neck, and then just gently tip your head forward so there's a slight pressure on your thumbs. So this is a point on the water meridian, on the bladder meridian. It can give clarity in the mind, can be calming, and it's something maybe you do if you've been at the computer for a while. It's an easy thing just to rest your hands forward on the desk. And then just taking your thumb and forefinger and just pinching your eyebrows. So the gallbladder meridian, so one that can get really stressy, right across your eyebrows there. Okay, so we're getting a little bit closer to the eyes. And let's rub our hands together, create a little bit of warmth in your palm. Centre of the palm, a very healing point there. The one where we might just lay a hand on somebody if they've bumped the knee or something. And then as you just bring your palms towards your eyes, in any position that feels comfortable, just feel the warmth covering your whole eye socket, maybe your eyelids if your eyes are closed, and maybe feeling the energy just sinking in all the way into your eyeballs. And then just letting that wipe down your face to bring that energy into the rest of your body. Okay, we'll stay here for a moment, so if you need to change position, go ahead and do that. And let's do the wow factor. So we're going to squeeze our eyes shut, and when we open them, so we're going to inhale as we squeeze and exhale with a sigh as we open. And we're going to open our eyes as wide as we can in front of us. Imagine that we're seeing something beautiful for the first time, like the Taj Mahal is there in front of you. So we'll do that 4 times. So let's have everything else relaxed, shoulders, seat. Squeeze your eyes together and just imagine all of those little muscles around the eyes. And these eye exercises, they are said to maintain your eye health. So if you're not wearing glasses yet, reading glasses or anything, you can prolong it. And I do know yogis who actually do that. So squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And as you exhale, really wide open. And then squeeze, squeeze, squeeze. And really wide open, looking into the distance. 2 more times. Squeeze them together. And exhale. And the last time. This time, see if you can notice colours in front of you, maybe movements. Squeeze, 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 and open. And it's kind of hard to do also whilst talking, so it's a mindful exercise that we want to put our energy into. All right, let your eyes rest, maybe just closing your lids for a moment. And then as we open our eyes, we're going to look up, keeping our chin parallel, but looking up just with the eyes. Look to the right. Look down to the floor. And over to the left. And then we're going to continue in that circle. So try to go slowly and mindfully so that each quarter of the circle, you might just be noticing if there's any tension in those muscles. And notice if you want to skip any parts of that circle. Notice any qualities that look different as you go around it. And the next time that your eyes are at the top, just pause in there. And let's go in the opposite direction. So start slowly, feeling eyes to the left and then down, to the right, to the top. And then we start to make more of a circle, more of a flow. Notice if this feels any different than when we went on the other side. And the next time your eyes are at the top, just bring your gaze down to the centre, just gazing ahead. And then we're going to go up to the right-hand corner and down to the left-hand diagonal. So eyes up to the right corner of the room. Inhale, exhale down to the left bottom corner. Just do that 3 times. Up to the right, down to the left. Stretching all of those muscles as we go. And then land back in the centre. And also noticing if any other of your bodies want to play in this movement. See if you can just maintain it in your eyes. So eyes up to the left and down to the right. And then just pausing with your eyes in the centre. Let your eyelids close. And notice any fresh sensations there, whether it feels pleasant, whether they feel a little bit stretched. Notice if you might want to do this more frequently. And then move your cushion away and come onto your hands and knees. So we'll do some stretches of the spine, but also, of course, of the neck and shoulders. And so we're going to bring the focus onto the tailbone and onto the eyes. So first of all, looking up and letting your tailbone look up towards the sky as well. And then we're going to round the back, eyes look down, stretching the back of the neck, stretching the spine into a curve, and then we're going to add the breath. So we're going to inhale and look up, and exhale and let your eyes look down, actually all the way through to your toes, so you can really curl the top of your neck around. Let your eyes look all the way to your toes. And then finding your own rhythm, seeing if as you look up your eyes can really look towards the top of your forehead, maybe towards your third eye. And notice if you're moving slowly enough to notice any sensations there. And on the next, when you're back somewhere in the middle, just make some freestyle kind of movements. So just tuning into your body. What do you need to open and loosen up your body? And perhaps it becomes something else, a bit of a plank pose or a puppy stretch. Everybody different, having different needs, so just an opportunity to tune in. Okay, and then curling your toes under and just sitting a couple of times. Inhale, lift up, curl the toes under. If this is not working for you, then just pausing on your knees for a moment. You could just squeeze into the toes. Also making connection with our liver energy from our big toe. So keeping the joints nice and juicy and supple. Okay, and whilst we're here, let's do a stretch for the front of our feet here. So good for our stomach energy and for our digestion. So open your knees out a bit wider. I'm just thinking of an alternative. If you want to make an alternative, you might just want to lay on your back if this is not comfortable for you, and just squeeze your knees into your chest. If this is comfortable for you, inhale, and as you exhale, just tipping back and feel the stretch here at the front of your shins. Okay, inhale, back, and exhale and lift. Tipping back onto your shoulders. Let's just do that 3 times. Okay. And then rolling forward, curling your toes under and coming up to standing. Okay, so let's start with some stretches through the arms. So from the Qigong series. So we're going to start here in front of our solar plexus. Feet slightly wider than the hips, knees bent slightly. And first of all, we're going to inhale, and as we exhale, we turn the left palm down and the right palm up. So the fingers are both facing into the middle along that central line. And then we exhale until we can straighten our arm. That'd be useful to see that. And yeah, and so both arms are as straight as feels comfortable. And then we inhale into squeezed fists. And as we exhale, we go in the opposite direction. The left palm presses up towards the sky and the right palm presses down towards the earth. And what's in between? There's a stretch here all the way through that central channel. We inhale. And it might be the same for you. It just feels like the arms can't go completely straight because we're just warming up. So just let that be progressive. Inhale back to center. Exhale. And see how much the arms and the shoulders want to open. And as you work with the breath, you're inviting the body to open. If we force it, it protests. If we invite it gently, then it responds and it feels safe. And energetically, we're making space down this front channel. So inviting the flow down our central channel, which feeds our heart and our digestive system. Okay, and the next time, just pausing your hands just in front of your solar plexus, just feeling how your energy's started to move. And relax your hands down. So the next one we're going to do, we're going to step out to the right, and at the same time, we're going to, with a flexed hands, we're going to make a diagonal stretch so the front knee bends. So it's a little bit like a warrior leg. Okay, and then we're going to inhale back to center and step back. We're going to exhale to the left, knee bends. So can you see my arms are straight, and it's like they're a bit like aeroplane wings, the hands at the end of that. And then we're going to go a little bit faster. So we're going to inhale back in and exhale and step. Inhale and exhale. So looking up towards your top hand, using the eyes to open out into that movement. Just feel your feet there, really grounded as you step forward into it, stretching out through the diagonal, maybe feeling your waist and hips start to come into the movement. Okay, great. And one more time to each side. And then stepping back, just pausing a moment. Let your hands rest on your lower belly, pausing to feel the movement of the energy. Okay, so we're going to go into quite an intense stretch for the eyes and the arms. First of all, I think we'll do a stretch for the shoulders to open up the neck and the shoulders a little bit. So what we do, we take hold of our right hand with our left wrist. And it's almost like we lengthen that arm downwards a little bit. So we're lengthening from this shoulder, just lengthening forwards. We don't fall forwards, but I'm just exaggerating a bit so you can feel that lengthening. And then we want to tip our head to the left side. I'm going to just turn around. So I'm bringing my right arm across to the left side and I'm tipping my head to the left side. And as you do that, just start to move your eyes up to the right corner, and you'll see how much effect the movement of your eyes has on your muscles of your neck and shoulder. And if the eyes is one too much, you could just let the eyes gaze in front. Making sure your back's long and your head is tilted over to the left. Inhale, and as you exhale, bring your head back up to the center. Release your arms down. Feel what's happening in this right shoulder. Give your shoulders a shake out. Okay. And then take hold of your left wrist. And again, just lengthening it down to start with. Just stretching down, using your hand to stretch downwards. And then tip your head over to the right side, so you're almost opening up all of this corner of the neck. And if it feels good, use your eyes to circle. Maybe a sigh every now and then. Maybe your eyes circling in the opposite direction. And then tilting your head back into the centre, releasing your arms down. And if it feels good, maybe just opening out the shoulders with some circles, with some alternate circles. Okay, great. So you want to be in the middle of your mat, or you want to be able to stretch your arms out. And what we're going to do, we're going to make fists out of our hands and point both of our thumbs upwards. And then we look towards the fingers of the right hand, and then we're going to look all the way around over our right shoulder, and then bring the gaze back to the thumb, and then we're going to gaze onto the thumb and we're going to bring it towards our eyes, and it's going all the way across, and it's going to meet the other fist, so we want to stretch that arm out, so then we're looking at both of the thumbs. Inhale and then exhale, follow that thumb and bring it all the way back. And your gaze is following that thumb all the way until it reaches the other side. Okay, we're going to work with the other hand, with the left side. So first of all, gazing at the left thumb, looking over your left shoulder, and then coming back to gaze at the thumb. Keep gazing, inhale. And as you exhale, it goes right across your eyes. We twist, we're just twisting the upper body, so see if you can keep your knees bent, and we go to meet the other hand, and we're stretching out both arms if possible, really straight. Inhale and exhale, pulling the thumb all the way back across your gaze, and just watching the focus. Okay. Now let's just release our arms down a moment. I find that quite an intense stretch, but obviously it's building strength in the arms as well as the eyes. So we'll do that one more time. Yeah, give a stretch out. So looking towards the right thumb, looking over your right shoulder, and then coming back. And inhale, and as you exhale, the thumb moving across in front of the eyes following the gaze, and relaxing shoulders, relaxing fists down. Inhale and exhale, coming back. Feel your muscles of your arms burning, no need to go to the gym. And then looking straight ahead, and then looking over to your left thumb, looking over your left shoulder, and then gazing at the thumb. Inhale, and as you exhale, following that thumb all the way through. So you're gazing at both thumbs. Inhale and exhale all the way back. And then gazing at the front, releasing your arms down. Just pause for a moment. And if your arms need a bit of a massage or a bit of a shake out, then go ahead and do that. Okay, so let's see some nice twists and turns there. That's lovely. We'll come into the dancing eagle, and so our focus point again is going to be kind of through our hands, through the centre. So it's something to do with our gaze, but also to do with our balance. So if you need the wall behind you to help you balance, or just a chair or something at one side, then just take care of that. Inhale, lengthening your spine, lengthening the back of your neck. Take the weight onto your right foot and lift up that right knee. So your right knee is at about 90 degrees. You can let your foot relax there. Okay, breathe into that balance and then bend your elbows. Open your elbows out like the goddess pose. And then exhale, elbows and hands together, gazing through the centre of your hands. Inhale, you're like an eagle, just homing in on its target. And exhale, elbows and palms come together. Use your breath to guide you, maybe breathing in as you open the lungs, open the chest, and exhale as you squeeze the air out. See if you can smile into that lovely dancing eagle. Can we do one more time? Powering up that standing leg, making those muscles nice and strong. And the next time you open, bringing your leg down to the floor. Just pause for a moment, just maybe alternate left side and right side. Okay, so we're bringing the weight onto our left foot. We're bending our right knee. We're opening out into a slight 90-degree angle at the hip and at the knee. And when we lengthen, we're going to bring our arms up. Inhale and exhale. And allow the movement to help your balance. Remember, the balance postures can really give us that focus for the day. They can bring us in touch with our left side and our right side if there's one that needs a little more attention. And can we do 2 more? Okay, and then as you open, relaxing your foot down, relaxing your hands down, and just pausing there, just resting your eyes, resting your arms and shoulders. Okay, we're going to come back down to the ground, and I want you to come back down, lay on your back, hug your knees into your chest. As you hug your knees into your chest, just with your hands resting on top, give yourself a little break so we can just let the energy just harmonise again. Know that we don't have to keep doing, we can just be in the being and feel the energy. And just gently start to rock from side to side. Giving a massage to your hips, your back, your shoulders. And then bring your feet onto the floor. We're going to do a stretch which opens up the hips but also works on the liver channel, the inside of the legs there. So bring your right ankle onto the top of your left knee and just press your right hand away from you. Sorry, your right knee with your right hand. Just opening up that right hip. And again, not for pushing or forcing, just really feeling how it wants to open. And then we're going to lift the left foot off the floor. We slide one hand through the middle and the other hand behind the thigh. So our right hand through the middle and then bring your head back onto the ground if that works for you. You could always put a cushion under your head if it's a stretch. And inhale, and as you exhale, just bring your left leg towards you. So using your hands, bringing your left leg towards you. Maybe feeling the stretch down the back of the right hamstrings. Breathe into that movement, 3 breaths. And then on the next inhale and exhale, lift your forehead up towards your ankles. So your eyes are gazing at your ankles. See if your head and shoulders can be relaxed. And then bringing your head back down to the ground, bring your hands onto the floor. Left foot comes back to the floor. And just let your whole hips roll to the right side. So you've got your legs still crossed, if you like. Inhale up and just roll your hips over to the left side. Noticing if that works for you, if you might need some cushions to prop underneath. Just gently a couple of times either side. Okay, then bring your leg back into the middle. Bring the right foot down and take your left ankle on top of your right knee. Take your left hand onto your inner thigh and just press it away. And then lifting up your right thigh and bring your head back onto the ground and just gently lift that thigh towards you. So left hand's through the centre, right hand's behind your thigh. And you just lift and feel the stretch, hopefully through your left buttock, left hamstrings, the back of your leg. Taking 2 breaths into this lovely stretch. And then exhaling and bringing your forehead up towards your ankle, gazing through your ankle or letting your eyes close, in fact. Shoulders relaxed, back curled. Two more full deep breaths. And then exhaling, bringing your foot back to the ground. Feel your belly relax as you do that. Bring your arms out to the side and then just take your knees over to the left side. Just gently rolling to the left. Inhale up, roll to the right. And just noticing where it feels comfortable to go to today. and then bringing that leg back down to the ground. Give your knees a bit of a shake. Lift your hips off the floor and just pendulum your hips to the left and the right. And then resting your hips back down. Roll yourself over on to your side. Just come up to sitting. So we're going to do a seated twist, and the seated twist is said to open the throat chakra, and the element of that is the air. And also what happens in the seated twist, when we're gazing, our gaze, our eyes are going behind us. It's said that we're looking into our past, we're looking into our history and all that's gone before us. And then when we look to the future, we're looking to what's in front of us. So I'm going to guide a couple of different options here. You could bend your left leg and bring your right leg onto the outside of your knee, so you're sitting like that, and we'll go from there. Or you can stretch out your left leg, and this is the one that we normally do. You can bring your right foot onto the outside of your left knee and use your hands to lift yourself up. So the opposite might be that this foot is bent, but you want both your seat bones to be on the ground if that's the case. All right, so with the focus on your gaze, lifting yourself up nice and tall, looking straight ahead. Bring your right arm level with your shoulder. Exhale all the way around, letting your gaze go as far as it feels comfortable. And then bringing the hand down to rest close to your back. You might want to hug this knee in. Can you still breathe? Can you take those deep yogic breaths? It might feel that you want to close your eyes here and just drop into the sensations. It can be dynamic, maybe adjusting your posture so that you're really comfortable. You can just settle in. Steady posture. Two more full deep breaths in and out. And then just gaze as far as you can with your right eye. And then lifting up that right hand, circling around to the front. Let's go all the way around so the arms open out. And we bring our hands, so we're almost looking over our left shoulder with our eyes. And then coming back again to the front, to the centre. And stretching out your legs. Giving them a tap if you need to. Bringing your left, well, I'll show you the alternative. If you want to bend up your right knee, bring the left foot onto the outside of the right knee, settle the seat bones down. That's your one option. Or bringing the left foot onto the outside of the right knee, taking hold of the right knee, left arm comes up, and then we follow the fingers around all the way. Bring our hand down, supporting our spine, hand on the floor, if that's possible. Shoulders level if you can, using your eyes to gaze towards the past. Just acknowledging what's there, what's brought you to here. And if it feels better, you could close your eyes. Can you take 2 more full deep breaths? And then lifting your hand up. Circling round, following your gaze. Let's go all the way around to the opposite side, so we bring our hands on the floor and we can look around as far as it feels comfortable. And then coming back to the present, so right in the centre. And we're going to give our legs a shake out. Let's just roll on our back for a moment just to release that twist. So hands underneath the knees, inhale and exhale and roll. Inhale back and exhale and roll forward. And the next time that you come up to sitting, and we're just going to practice a mudra. So find yourself a comfortable sitting position. If you want to sit in the diamond pose with a cushion in between your legs, that's sometimes a nice posture. So the mudra that we're going to look at, I think it's a new one to us. It's called the Vigour mudra, the wind mudra. It is helpful for removing flatulence, a feeling of being full in the belly. So that's to get rid of wind in our body. In Chinese medicine, wind causes different things like strokes and shakes in the body. So that's like an internal wind in the system. So it's also helpful for that and irritations in the body. So let me show you how that works. So we stretch out all the fingers and then we bend in the index finger and we put the thumb on top of it. So it looks like that, and you can see that the fingers, the other 3 fingers, kind of don't want to play being straight. They want to be bent. So that's interesting. But so the more that you did it, the more you might think about those fingers being straight, and just notice how it feels in your wrist. Quite a stretch. So do that with both hands. And then just resting your hands down on your lap and feel the difference between the right side and the left side. So it helps with inner agitation and to get rid of stuff that we don't want out of the body. So if we're talking toxins, we can use this to rid the body of things that are not serving it. Okay, so the affirmation that might go with this is, as you breathe, you can just allow this affirmation to be on your breathing. Keep your hands relaxed. I am calm and serene at any time and in any place. I am calm and serene at any time and in any place. I am calm and serene at any time and in any place. And that doesn't mean that you deny your emotions. It doesn't mean that if you feel angry or frustrated that you bottle them down. It means that you feel them, and it's about the reaction. How am I going to react? Coming back to my centre, coming back to calmness. And just noticing where this mudra might be taking you to. Notice if it might be helpful to you. I'll try and get a picture to you if I can do. And very slowly just letting your hands stretch out, fingers stretch out, making any movements with your hands just to loosen that off. Okay, and there's a visualization that goes with this mudra, and I'm going to use that whilst we're in Shavasana. So I suggest if there's any other movement that you want to make before you go into Shavasana, then you go ahead and do that now and make your way down to laying on the ground on your back. So, lovely. So everybody's comfortable, legs slightly open, arms out to receive. And actually this is quite topical to the weather, to the stormy weather. And storms and winds also very related to the liver energy. It gets irritated by wind. So just imagine that you're standing in a storm. So the wind's blowing, the trees might be blowing, and you feel that kind of washing over you. And then just imagine that there's any tension inside you, any toxins, anything that you want to get rid of, any bad habits or thoughts that are ruminating and costing you energy. And then as you exhale, open your mouth and just blow all of those out into the storm. And as you breathe in calmness and gentleness. And then you're still in the storm. So just imagine that you can see things blowing around, and perhaps that's, for some of you, that's not pleasant. Storms can really affect us. And maybe there's noises and sounds of the wind. And if that brings up any feelings that you want to get rid of, any irritations or frustrations, inhale. And as you exhale with that open mouth, just exhaling into the wind, just letting the storm take that away. And then inhaling nice and slow and calm. And just noticing if there's anything else still lingering that you might want to let go of. Any tensions that you know that are there, anything stressy that's stressing you out at the moment. And we're just regulating all that so that you can find a way to manage that. And then as you do that again, open your mouth and exhale, just letting that blow out onto the wind. And then just allow your breath to regulate the inhale and the exhale. So after the storm, then some calmness, some harmony. And feeling that coming into your body to bring in relaxation. All the muscles have been worked and have been letting go of toxins with the breathing and the stretching. Able to relax. Bring your awareness to your eyes, where we focused a lot on this morning, and almost just listening into your eyes. What might they need in this moment? Perhaps some soothing like cucumber or something just to cool them down. Or perhaps some warming sun to warm up the fluids. And just notice how your eyeballs are resting in the sockets. lids gently closed. And enjoy the next few moments of deep relaxation. And noticing where you are. Bringing some gentle movements into your fingers, into your toes. Roll your head from side to side. And noticing any stretches that your body might want to make to bring you back out of deep relaxation. And when you're ready, bend your knees, roll yourself over onto your side. Pausing there for a moment. And when you're ready, come back up to sitting. Keeping your intention inside just for one moment. And I want to send our intention from the class to Elizabeth, who's been with us for the last few months. And yesterday she broke a bone in her leg, so she's very frustrated that she can't carry on with the yoga practice. So hopefully we'll find some practices that she can do. So if that's all right with you, when we exhale, and let's do that with an Om, and we can just send all of that healing energy towards her today. So bringing your hands together in front of your heart, bowing your head below your heart as a sign of thank you to yourself for coming to practice this morning, honouring mind, body and spirit. And then let's take a breath in, open our hands. So wishing her an easy healing and a good recovery. And thank you.